A young man accidentally caught a great white shark while fishing at sea. You would have thought they would drag it back to make braised fish, but the young man, defying the danger, sat on the shark's back. Then a group of young men worked together to remove the hook. It turned out they wanted to release the shark back into the ocean. Using the power of the waves, the young man carefully pulled it out to sea. Finally, with the help of people, the shark successfully returned to the deep waters. It was thought this large creature had been saved, but a few days later, it was found again in the shallow waters. The shark continuously cried out in pain, seemingly seeking help from humans. But everyone just stood by and watched silently. After all, a shark is not a creature that an ordinary person can subdue. It was summer at the time, and the temperature was extremely high. If exposed to the sun for a long time, this shark could easily become dehydrated. But still, no one dared to get close to help, because a frightened shark might bite. It was thought that the shark would die there that day. However, not long after, a kind person splashed water on the shark to cool it down. But it seemed to be too late. At that moment, the shark lay motionless, seemingly dead. Fortunately, not long after, the shark responded again. But this was only a temporary measure. For the shark to survive completely, the only way was to return it to the sea. Soon, some other kind-hearted people joined the rescue team. They tied a rope to the shark's tail, intending to use the power of a yacht to pull it back into the embrace of the sea. At the same time, tourists on the other side voluntarily passed buckets of water to each other, trying to cool the shark down. As the yacht sped up, the shark was slowly pulled out to sea, but they discovered that the shark showed no reaction in the water. Noticing something was wrong, they pulled the shark back to shore to inspect it thoroughly. But due to their lack of expertise, they could only call a veterinarian to come and help. It turned out the shark had been stranded for too long, leading to exhaustion. The veterinarian injected it with some nutritional fluid, and after carefully checking that the shark had no other external injuries, they were relieved to take it back to the deep water once more. However, strangely, the shark did not swim away, but kept circling the boat, as if it were expecting something. People guessed it was probably hungry, so they gave it an old hen. After eating its fill, the shark contentedly swam out to the deep sea. However, for some time after that, when the young man went diving, he would often encounter a shark. This creature always swam around him, even coming right up to his face, but it did not attack people. It would just look silently for a moment and then turn away. The young man tried to reach out his hand to pet it. Unexpectedly, this shark was as gentle as a puppy, silently letting him stroke it. It even opened its mouth, revealing its white teeth, as if it were smiling at humans. It wasn't until they surfaced that everyone was astonished to discover that this was the very shark they had once saved. This shark often swam into the shallow waters to interact friendly with people. It turns out that not all cold-blooded animals are heartless. The memory of being rescued had been deeply etched into its soul. People often say that a fish's memory is only 7 seconds long, but this shark had never forgotten the gentleness and kindness of humans.